think this has been a collective statement on behalf of all of us. Why don't you close?
So, can you hear me? Okay. I like to, always at the end of a conversation like this, it's important to have a takeaway message. So I'd like to kind of try to summarize what we've talked about here. I think ultimately what I heard in the presentation is that the core philosophy of CEDAW, which is to end discrimination against women, is entirely consistent and consonant with the Islamic assurance of dignity and equality for women in the eyes of God. There is both potential as well as precedent for women's equality within Islam and Islamic practice. CEDAW should establish, the committee that works on CEDAW should establish channels of communication so that Muslim women's voices are heard and incorporated into reform. And OIC, as a UN representative of Muslim people globally, has an important opportunity and responsibility to take the leadership of Muslim women seriously and to listen to Muslim women's voices, specifically the voices of women jurists. And it is these voices that must be taken into CEDAW negotiations. The fourth point is that the assurance of human rights and women's rights will only happen in partnership and through dialogue. True equality cannot be granted. It has to be claimed by women themselves, whether they are Muslim, of other faiths, or no faith at all. It is critical for CEDAW, the committee that works on CEDAW, the international community, and OIC to listen to women and to facilitate their empowerment to become agents of change. And I would like to basically thank Karamah, Sarah Islam, Dr. Al-Hibri, Dr. Makawi, and other women jurists for providing a voice to the concerns of Muslim women who seek reform and seek to claim our God-given rights within an Islamic framework. And I'd also like to thank again the OIC and Ambassador Wahab and his staff for providing us this opportunity, and also like to thank all of you for being here with us to share and hear our comments. Thank you.
Let me say one more thing, but before we close, I just want to make sure we didn't cut any of you short. If you have a question, just raise your hand. But I do want to say that we're very happy to be partnering with Women in Islam, which is headquartered in New York. And part of the reason is that while we do a lot of work with jurists, you do a lot of grassroots work. So we complement each other perfectly, I hope. And we have found your work extremely valuable, and this is only one example of how we could work together to advance and promote Muslim women's rights. So thank you very much for Women in Islam, Sarah, Aisha, and others for making this possible. And I also join you in thanking the OIC and the ambassador who helped us along this way. Any other questions? Okay, if there aren't any, we will close, but we'll be available for you to talk to us informally after this session. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum.